Hare Krishna. Some people are very compassionate, some are less compassionate, but in general, there is compassion everywhere, in every living being or entity. So, then what is the value of compassion in today's world? If it is asked, then it is different for different people. But generally, the compassion is misunderstood. People think the people feel and believe that they are compassionate, but when it comes to practical implementation, they forget that and they just get they lose the sight of that compassion altogether. But all the time, otherwise, they feel that compassion is a necessary quality to be a good human being. So the if you have to compare the compassions and how it is being used and misrepresented, it's very important. If you do not understand what is real compassion, then it is to be understood that the real compassion, the value of the real compassion, no one can make anyone understand. This is the fact. It is this compassion is your individual own. Um, Expression of your own feeling of compassion. It is very individual and specific. So, in general, you cannot say all are compassionate or this person is compassionate, that person is compassionate. That's not, or a Vaishnav is a compassionate. To make such a statement that a Vaishnav is compassionate is also not correct, because if you do not know who is a Vaishnav, then what is the point? It's not an academic syllabus that you cram all the things and always repeat these things, like after cramming it and learning it that Vaishnava is compassionate. These things are of practical value. Every day we are living in our family, in the you can see in the family we are living. So in the family, when there is some situation in which there is some disturbance and sometimes an anger springs up, then you don't everyday practice that anger is bad, and you do not speak anger is bad. Anger, it is just expressed or it is just controlled, and whenever the situation comes, it is just controlled or it is expressed altogether. So like that, the compassion of a Vaishnava is like that. If you keep daily murmuring to yourself that Vaishnava is a compassionate, we must have compassion, then that does not have any value. It is natural thing. So speaking it out on a daily basis is the person must be a fool who speaks out daily on a daily basis like this. Oh, Vaishnava is this, Vaishnava is that. So it's just like that every day in the family life you are living, and when there is a need of it to express, you use it or not use it. But while speaking, it is just a joke. So, how it differs and to what degree it degrades is another consideration. So, some people, if those who are meat eaters, what they do is, if you ask them, why do you eat meat? And then they are saying, "Well, for the animal," and they say, we love animals. And their love for animal, when they say we love animals, then they're mentioning about the pet care, that the pets must be cared for. Stray animals on the road must be sheltered, and all such things. And that is compassion for them, according to them. And further, if you have to ask them, then why are you, they say, we love animals. We take care of them, we provide them shelter. There are hospitals for the animals more than for the human beings. So, this is the sign. And there is no wonder in this, because this is the symptoms of Kali Yuga. So, we cannot express surprise at this. Now, the recent incidents that happened about so many war weapons used brutally on innocent people. They were out on a excursion, trips, travel, and visit to tourism, but they did not. When one goes for a tourism, he is on a vacation. He is completely relaxed mode because he wants to get away from the daily tension and the strife that he experiences in his day-to-day life. That is why he would go to a tourist place spot to have a change of whatever. And if such things happen, such animals come there, wild animals, and attack, then it's a very big nightmare. So such is the nature of the world. Kali Yuga has begun. So there's no wonder express. These are the daily events. If they didn't happen, then we should be surprised. Oh, there is no fire breakout, there is no calamity, and all are happy. Then that is a surprising. But this day-to-day things that occur and the recent that attack in the that is condemned by so many nations, Russia, America, think that this Ukraine, then so many countries with the Western countries, they have condemned the occurrence of such violence in the northern parts of India, the recent incident. So they think that this is compassion, and yes, they express support and anger at that. So what? What I wanted to say is the meat eaters. If you are now coming back, now this is Kali Yuga, so these things are natural and these things are going to happen everywhere. So it's a daily thing. So why discuss that? Some people may just want to altogether avoid it, and some people may just wonder. But and they may say, what is so great about it? Everybody has to die someday, so that person dies, then what? But the experience that a person has to go through in that situation is different, and he's unprepared altogether and he's planning for something and suddenly this happens. So this attachment to the person who's practicing spirituality, he may see that this is altogether useless. We are not the bodies, and crying for the dead ones like this, and some is not a good. We must go on doing this. But this is one part. But such things affect the entire human race. Actually, we may overlook it, we may ignore it. It didn't happen with us, but the same thing may trouble us in the future, and we are also equally responsible for the such occurrence of the events. We must know this. Now you'll say you're sitting far away in America and this is happening in India. How are you responsible? But more or less, it affects the human race altogether because everybody is watching on the television, and how one reacts to it is his own way he will react. And there are so many different opinions, and one cannot but help react to it. Even if he wants to say neutral, he will be pulled into that, dragged into that, made to express his opinion, and all such things will go on. So what I was talking about the meat eaters, if now in this is the era of Kali Yuga, so in the if you speak to any person that you do not, please do not eat the meat, you must take to vegetarianism, then what answer they may give is very funny. One of the person, he said, we are doing this is also a charity in a way. We are protecting the animals. How come you're killing them for your taste tongue? How come you're protecting? They're saying, if we did kill that animal, and what if in the future it had to starve of food and die? So better we cut it and eat it. So this is how they justify their acts of violence. So, and good people in the society, they have good names. Their thinking is like this. So the Prabhupada converted all the meat eaters into devotees. That is a different story. Those meat eaters, they were all alcoholic, meat and drugs and all that. Prabhupada converted them into the devotees, and now everywhere they're chanting and dancing, and everybody wants, they are respected and they want to be heard. But in general, but what happened is, where did this karma go? Their meat eating karma, where did it go? Was it completely dissipated? Was it completely irradiated? And now they are glorified everywhere. They become devotees. But this is the nature of the world. These karmas do not vanish, they are there. It's just that this person will not have to suffer it, but these karmas are there. Then we are creating in the society such pockets, and the other innocent beings, these karmas will be transferred to them. So like this cycle is going on. And the meat eaters, those who were innocent, they were vegetarian at once upon a time. Now they have turned meat eaters in India and in America too. So they justify like this. If their thinking is so changed, what they are justifying is that if we didn't kill the animals, we did not eat the animals, then if they died of starvation, then what would happen? So better we kill and eat it, then at least they'll get some merits. So this is a stupid answer they give. As it is, after dying, their body would lie somewhere, in the jungle, or and but rather than that we cut and eat it, so it will have some merit. Now, this is the degraded mentality and the thought process. And we are among such people more or less many times. They look very polished, they look educated, but we do not know what kind of thinking they might be, harboring. So, the meeting the right people and having the right kind of interaction is so important. Otherwise, everywhere there are such people, majority in majority. Now, the coming back to the present thing of the devotion and the spiritual kingdom and the preaching that is going on everywhere, be it Christianity, be it Muslim, or be it anything, and Hinduism popular, everybody is talking about Sanatan Dharma in all the Western countries. So, Sanatan Dharma is the accepted standard, that it is the standard and which is the truth. Sanatan Dharma. And the Hindu, when they say Hindu actually is a term used, but it will be there forever, because the common man who believes in at least non-violence, and he would rush to voice out his anger or opinion and oppose certain things in society, which even a devotee may not do. So such people are there in and around all the places. So such people, at least they'll go and fight and they will voice out their opinion. So that's another story. So that is so they are contributing in some way. They are called Hindus actually, like that. But moreover, Hindu is a person who has a very high standard of living actually. He has innate understanding of all the processes, all the things that go in. So his standard of living is actually very great, a Hindu, as it is said. And then about the devotion and all that things, that is an exception. That will be an exception we have to take, because in the name of devotion and all that, so many people are passing off as good, and they are progressing on a different basis. They do not have any good qualities, but still they are looked at and somehow they are maintained themselves. But they are just eating and doing the same material sense, the material way of life. They are leading the same material way of life with a difference most of the times, majority. So then what to do about such a conditions? So it is about to individual, what you decide for yourself and what is right for yourself. There cannot be any community or a common understanding that what is good and what is not. Who will define it? So, family is the first point where everything is expected to be in the normal way. So, what is happening is you're because of this need of the external visits, people have thrown this belief to others and they have spoiled their entire environment at home. So this is also happening. So it is very important for us where we are supposed to visit, where we are not supposed to visit, how much to go out and how much to reveal yourself, how much to hide yourself. So this is completely individual. So coming back on this Kali Yuga thing of killing animals, the Vaishnav Acharya, Srila Prabhupada, he told that these meat eaters are justifying their killing of animals like this, so because they will starve. Now, here it is said, why do you want to care about such people and animals who will have to starve? You must take care of yourself. This is not any way to think. Krishna is the supplying food. If animal dies of starvation, it is Krishna's responsibility and not the individual's responsibility. Nobody dies of starvation actually. It is so. If anybody feeling bad for somebody, if they starve they will die, is a false theory. So now till now we have not seen that any animal who has starved has died, or any human being because of starving he has died. That has never happened. Even a bird has not died because of starvation. So there is no starvation in the kingdom of God actually. So these theories are manufactured by the people here for their own sense satisfaction. And so then another point is that so many elephants are there in the African jungles, and in the Indian jungles too. So these elephants, they require so huge amount of quantity of food. Elephant is the most biggest animal, like it is the most biggest animal. And so how much it may require to eat, but still in the jungle where there is no habitation of human beings, it is maintained by itself. So where does it derive the food from? So is the elephant starving in the jungle? No. So Krishna has made arrangement for the food of every individual entity, of every entity, and he takes care of every entity. This is the fact. So no one is starved actually. So that was the point. So Krishna has made arrangement for the food of every living being. So not even an insect. You cannot say that an ant died of starvation. The ant also gets some food. Other. So when Krishna has organized all these, then everybody should go back to Godhead, isn't it? Because when He has organized, then everybody should get at least that much benefit. But they are not getting. Why? This is a question, and one must ponder upon this. Thank you very much.